Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you in another video. All right, so I have the list of the draft results. The lottery was about 10 minutes ago. Couldn't find a link to see it live, but I did get the results here so we can talk about them. All right, so we'll start from the bottom, of course. The Cavs have the 14th pick. The Hornets have the 13th pick. The Thunder have the 12th pick. Knicks have the 11th. Wizards have the 10th. Spurs have the 9th. Pelicans have the 8th. Blazers have the 7th. Pacers have the 6th. Pistons have the 5th. Kings have the 4th. Rockets have the 3rd. Thunder have the 2nd. And the Orlando Magic have won the NBA Draft Lottery 2022. The Orlando Magic, who had 2 lottery picks last year in the top 12, now have the overall pick. So this is this is neutral, obviously, for myself as a Laker fan. There's nobody at the top that affects anything that we have going on whatsoever. I'm relieved, first of all, that our pick was like in the middle of the pack, and nobody even will remember it was a Laker pick because it's actually listed as a Pelicans pick, which is comforting in some strange way for me. But anyway, all in all, this is a draft lottery that I haven't given much thought to since it just happened. So I'm actually looking at the list trying to assess it. As far as the Magic are concerned, I think the next thing for me to kind of do is get knowledgeable about the players that are out there. Obviously, we've talked about Jabari Smith a little bit. Chet Holmgren's out there. There's a guy by the name of Jaden Ivey who's starting to pick up steam. Shaden Sharp is another name that's out there. Um, Paolo Ranchero, of course. So those are the names that I'm aware of at the moment. And now it's time to get settled in and figure out what pieces match where. Of course, you can look for things like trades and different things that could kind of affect how teams may want to maneuver. I think the Thunder at number 2 is very interesting because they have a chance to get Chet Holmgren, and they already have a player. Poco Chef Poco. I don't know how to say his name correctly, so I'll just say Poco. But they already have Poco in place. I love the idea of putting 2 of those type of guys together. I think that is a nightmare. I think that is a nightmare for years and years and years and years to come. You put those 2 players together. You got Shea Gildress Alexander. You still got Lou Dort. You still got obviously the young kid that you just picked up. Fantastic point guard, Giddy. Um, you love the man piece as well. So the Thunder have a very, very nice roster, regardless of who they decide to pick out of those first 2 picks. But for them to get that high of a pick, um, it's tremendous. In fact, it feels like a shift for them. It feels like a shift, and the reason why I say that is because I know who's at the top of that thing. You know, Presti's at the top of it. They already have good pieces. You can clearly see they've been drafting well. With what I just said, they struck a rich with Giddy. That was a home run, and I got a good feeling that this is about to be a home run too. It just feels like it. I think both of these teams are about to strike it rich right now. It's just a vibe I get from seeing them at the top of this vibe this draft board. I think they're about to be very happy with what they do. The Rockets are in a great position here, obviously with the 3rd pick. And you guys know I think they already have one of the best young teams, in the game. I don't think there's any downside to whatever they choose to do with this pick, whether they choose to keep it or trade it for a specific type of piece or a superstar or something to make it all come together. Because I do look at them and say I don't know that they need to necessarily add another lottery pick to what they have. You might end up finding yourself in a situation where you have too many Chiefs with the Rockets, depending on what decision they decide to go here. Because you already got a lot of lottery picks all over your roster, and chances are you're going to have a chance of getting another one of those high-level, I need the ball in my hands kind of guys. So, if they draft the right way, it could be good. If they don't, they probably won't get the most out of the value. So I think they are a candidate to trade that pick. I think they're a candidate. I'm just going by my own thoughts and what I would think if I were there. we don't need another kid. The Rockets are the one team in this lineup that has a team full of kids. I don't think they need another one. Yeah. The Kings are in a good spot here, but you worry about the Kings because they make such terrible decisions. I ain't gonna lie. You worry about the kid that's gonna land there. The Pistons, they're in a great spot. You know, whatever they do, they have the potential to add size. That's what they're going to be looking for, in my opinion. They've built big. Their lineup is big. I don't really know all of what they need. I'd imagine some shooting wouldn't hurt at all. They got Cade Cunningham, so he's definitely their number one. So whatever they decide to do here, I'm pretty sure it'll have something to do with how they want to mold their team and their vision of being big. The Pacers are in an interesting spot here with the 6th pick because they are obviously looking to add to a rebuild here. So I could totally see them packaging that pick and maybe another piece and moving up to try to get that Rockets pick. I could totally see them doing that. If I'm the Pacers, I probably am trying to do that. Because at the end of the day, we need to go full rebuild, and they still have some pieces on there. Well, they don't necessarily have to, but I think I think that's an option. They can go full rebuild rather than continue with guys like Turner and, who knows what happens with some of the other pieces that they have there. I hear they're going to look to make a trade, of course, with the Lakers, maybe for Westbrook, which would free up cap space. So you don't know. Maybe freeing up cap space means they want to retool and get another star, as to which they're win now. Maybe they trade that pick for that reason. I don't know, but we'll see what happens with the Pacers. The Blazers are definitely in a full rebuild. I'm sure they would be much happier if they could have got a higher pick here for what it is that they just suffered through. I think they feel like they lost tonight. I ain't gonna lie to you. The Blazers should not feel too good about having the 7th pick in this draft. No, they should be higher. That's a major setback as it pertains to wanting to build. Now, that doesn't mean they can't get a fantastic player here, but they could damn sure use the number 1 pick in the draft in a year like this. So I'd feel really sick to my stomach if I was the Blazers. Really sick. The Pelicans should feel fine. Of course, they're a playoff team, so any lottery pick they get is awesome for them. They can just add it to the list of players that they already have, continue to build upon what they got. And look for them to probably keep that pick and just add it. I really don't see them trading it. They are a win-now team, but they have such young players. Unlike the Rockets, I think they can use one more, actually. The Spurs, yeah, same thing. No question. Draft your pick, keep your pick. You know you love who you have because the Spurs are going to draft well at number 9. Whoever they get is going to be good, guaranteed. The Wizards, just add to their young core. It's nothing really special going on there. It's their pick they probably expected to get. They have a nice team right now. Porzingis is pretty much what they're thinking about and going forward and how they're going to maneuver with Bradley Beal, see if he's going to stay there. If he's not, you could see him maybe packaged. If you really want to get creative, I could think of a world where he's packaged with the 10th pick for like the number 1 pick or something like that. You know what I mean? If you're the Wizards, you can get creative with this pick if you like. It's a lottery pick that you can add to your team, and I think it can do them some good too. The Knicks, it's another team that would love to have a better pick. They had a bad year, but they didn't suck enough to enjoy the pick that they got. Maybe they get a really nice piece here, but the Knicks are in disarray. They need more than they have. You know what I mean? They got to do things. Maybe they trade Julius. Maybe they retool certain areas. Obviously, you love R.J. Barrett. He's continuing to be one of the best offensive players out there. So Emmanuel Quickley's fantastic. Maybe you're just adding another piece to this team that can help you. With Obi Toppin is also very good on this team. So, they're a young team. They can add another piece, but you just wish it was a higher quality pick if you're the Knicks, for sure. But they always have the worst luck in the lottery. This isn't new. I've been seeing them go through this process, this type of thing my entire life. The Thunder also have the 12th pick in the draft. Of course, they have the number 2 pick in the draft. So this is a team we understand has picks from here to the next 4 or 5 years. This is going to be the norm. I'm surprised they don't have more picks in the first 14, to be honest with you. So they'll do whatever they want with that pick. They have so many options. When you're them, you can add another kid or you can trade it. Or they'll likely keep the pick. The Hornets have a pick here at 13. They're a solid team. They were close to being a playoff team. I'm pretty sure they're going to be looking for a center one way or another. If they don't draft one, they're going to be looking for one in free agency. But if I'm them, I'm definitely looking to go big here, no question about it. They got all the guards in the world. And the Cavs here, a team that was obviously very close to making the playoffs if we're not an injury or two. Obviously, you got a lot going on with their team right now, so they're going to be looking to make some decisions on how to retool and remain in the playoff hunt. Clearly, they have bigs that can block shots. Maybe they can add another wing. Some shooting possibly might help them a little bit. They just also get an opportunity to get younger. Maybe they can look for a replacement to Kevin Love, his replacement going forward, maybe a stretch player of some sort. So I don't know, but that's your lottery right there, man. I haven't done my homework on the players, so that'll determine what I actually really think. But it's what we got. Magic get the first one overall. I like it for their team. I think they're going to be able to build. I've always told you guys that they put an emphasis on shot blocking over the years. They love shot blockers. They love players that are long and lengthy. So I would not be surprised if the Thunder don't have Chet Holmgren fall to them. But from what I understand about this kid, Jabari Smith, he's pretty much one of the best shooters out there, and he's 6'10". So when you think about guys like Rashard Lewis in the past and players who can really shoot the ball with that type of height, it might be hard for the Magic to pass up on him, especially since they actually had Rashard Lewis back in the past. So I could totally see them loving a player like that. So, yeah, I would love to be in those two teams' position, man. I like the fact that these two teams are not big, markets or teams that you're going to see on TV all the time. Maybe they get a player that turns them into someone that'll be on TV all the time. So that's what we're looking at here, man. I like it. I like what I'm seeing there. Very neutral for my Lakerdom. Very neutral. BDL 44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.